Open your mixer. It doesn't matter if you're using a whisk or a paddle. It doesn't matter really the speed or power, because we're going to go by eye and color here, and dump in all of your ingredients. Flour, sugar, cocoa. I try to put my dry ingredients in first, just because that way my wet ingredients can kind of hold everything down when I stick them all on top, and I don't get that massive kind of cloud of cocoa and flour and sugar going everywhere. In goes that softened butter. If you use softened, melted, or chilled butter, you'll actually get a completely different result in your recipes. It's very, very apparent with cookies, but in this one it has to be softened. Melted kind of makes them a little bit flat. The oil here, either vegetable or olive, this is something that I do religiously with pretty much all of my recipes, even box mixes. If it doesn't call for it, add a tablespoon or two of oil, and it's going to add kind of a bit of locked in moisture, make your cupcakes last a little bit longer and be just a bit moister and more delicious. In goes our vanilla, and then finally our water. You want to close it down, start it on a low speed. And once you're happy that the mixture's started to incorporate, we're going to crank it up to high, and we're going to let it go till it visibly lightens in color. Beautiful. This should really resemble like a light fluffy chocolate mousse. I'm just going to scrape down the sides and make sure that all of my ingredients are combined, because I know that I had the dry ones down the bottom of that bowl. Then I'm going to give it one final mix, and it's time to scoop it into our cupcake cases. Beautiful. Make sure that you get any of the chocolate mixture off your whisk or your paddle attachment. And then we're going to come over here. Now, the one thing that I love about an ice cream scoop is regardless of how much you put in there, it's a really evenly measured dose. So once you work out your cupcake pan size, you can make sure that you've got all pretty identical cupcakes. I've worked out that a relatively level scoop, just over level, is perfect for my size cupcake cases. Your cupcake cases should be somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4, but don't overfill them. These guys are going to go off into a moderate oven for anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes, and you'll know they're done when you touch them in the center and they spring back. They don't sink at all. So once your cupcakes are cooked, you want to bring them out of the oven and lay them with a little bit of personal space around each one onto a cooling rack. Let those completely cool. I'm going to decorate mine today with some of my famous pipeable milk chocolate frosting, but of course you guys can use any kind of frosting or decoration technique you like. And I recommend picking up some of the chocolate decorations that I've showed you guys how to make on the channel, and I'll link to those videos and recipes down below, and just zhuzhing your chocolate cupcakes up with yet more chocolate, because you can never have too much chocolate, right? You're going to get 3 days out of these guys at room temperature. I would never put them in the fridge because it sort of lessens the shelf life. It makes the frosting really hard and it sucks the moisture out of the base of the cake. I hope you guys have loved today's chocolate cupcake recipe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do for 2 new videos every week.